Hey friends, it's Dimitri with Nebraska Streetwear. Today I'm going to talk about how to have a successful Black Friday, and I'm going to discuss why you should have a Black Friday sale and what to do to get to that point. So, one of the biggest reasons why you want to have a Black Friday sale is because of new customers. So, new customers. So, when you have a big sale like Black Friday, a lot of people that might not otherwise purchase something, this is a great opportunity and a low barrier of entry for them to buy something from you, especially if your sale is significantly higher than previous sales that you do in the year, or maybe this is the only sale that you do in the year. If it's the only sale that you do in the year, this is definitely important for you, and you got to take advantage of this opportunity because a lot of people are looking for, maybe they want to buy something from your store and they just haven't yet, but this is the perfect time for them to do it. And when you get a new customer, they will also be added to your email list and your whole list of customers that you have. And that's important because whenever you are selling clothing or products, a lot of times it's not just one customer, one purchase. A lot of times, if you do a good job and they like your product and service, they're going to be a repeat customer. So if you do a great job during this Black Friday, you might potentially have way more sales down the line in the future. So that's why it's super important. A big reason for Black Friday is to move inventory. So if your clothing brand is based off of inventory and you don't make it just in time, you have to, get stuff made overseas or here. You have to have certain quantity minimums, like screen printing and embroidery. A lot of times you have to just order a certain amount, whether that's, 50, 75, 100, 200 items. Black Friday is a great way to move old inventory or inventory that's kind of slow. You can discount them more, and basically you'll get that cash back into your business for the new year. And that's the other thing for Black Friday. It's a great transition point. Like I said, with moving the inventory part, you might have a lot of cash tied up in inventory that's a little bit slow. So if you have a chance to discount that and get that moving, you will have a great flow of cash for the new year where you can invest in new designs and new products. You can have a brand refresh. Black Friday, since it's at the end of November, is just a really great transition point to sell off old stuff and start getting ready for the new year. And obviously, with these two things, that translates to just simple dollars back into your business that will be reinvested. So, what do you do? So a lot of times, I remember when I had my first Black Friday sale, I kind of wasn't really thinking or strategizing. I was just thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna drop a discount code and just have a Black Friday sale. And obviously, I think my first Black Friday sale I had, it was, pretty successful and it got a good amount of orders. But I learned quite a bit from that, what to do and what not to do. So the first thing that you want to do is stock popular inventory. So this sounds kind of counterintuitive to the first point. There's obviously older inventory that's kind of moving slower or stuff that's not as popular. But if you have stuff that's high in demand, really popular products that you have, people are requesting it over the past couple months, definitely restock. I'll write that down. Restock on the popular products that you have. Maybe it's a great time to bring back an older product that you discontinued that was really popular, and you can market that as being like, hey, this is only going to be available for this Black Friday sale. It's this, really popular design from the archives from 5 years ago. This would be a perfect time for you to do that right now. Bring that back and restock, replenish all of your inventory for the Black Friday sale, because you're going to have a lot of customers just buying a bunch of stuff. One other thing that you want to do is general inventory. So what I mean by this is everything that you have, including the new items that you are getting, make sure that you do your, maybe it's weekly or monthly or quarterly, you're doing your inventory where you physically are counting or scanning barcodes, making sure that every product is input correctly into your store and nothing's missing. Because what will happen is you're going to have a flood of customers, and let's say that you didn't do your inventory for a while, and you don't have a certain product in the size, but then you do have this product, and let's say like you have 5 units of a product, but that was never entered into the inventory correctly, or something happened. Well, you can't sell that stuff. And maybe you would have sold that stuff if you had all these customers coming in, they were looking for the item, but it's not there. So make sure that you're doing your general inventory counting right before Black Friday. If there's a day to do it, for the month or the quarter or whatever, it's definitely right before Black Friday, because you're going to have a large influx of new, old, and returning customers. One thing that you might want to do as well is give your website a tune-up. So I did this a couple weeks ago. I did talk about this in my month in review video. I just went through my website and I was just like fixing a lot of little things, fixing descriptions, adding things. I added even more stuff a few days ago to my website that's helpful to the customer, like a care guide for the clothing items. So go through your website, fix stuff. Let's say that you have really big images that aren't optimized. That will slow down your website. What you might have a couple bugs or things that are not quite right on your website. Get rid of that, fix that, and make sure that your website's tuned up and ready to go. And also, it might be handling a large influx of customers, so you got to be ready for that. You got to make sure everything looks pristine and clean on there. One thing that you might want to do is figure out your exact parameters of the sale. So what do I mean by that, parameters? So every sale is obviously, it has to be tailored to your brand. So I can't give you a specific amount to discount. So by parameters, I mean the percentage of the discount. Some of you might be able to do like 50% off, 75% off. Some of you might only be able to do 25 or 20% off. You have to find an appropriate percentage where you're still making profit if possible. Although there might be situations where you break even because some of the stock that you have is just not selling good at all. It's just not a good seller compared to everything else that you have. So those, you might have to cut your losses and break free of it. And that's okay, because that money will come back into your website, and that's what you got to do. You also might want to figure out what exactly will be on sale. So this is what I typically do. Every month I'm releasing probably 4 to 8 new items or restocked items, new designs. So when I have a Black Friday sale, what I do is I have new items on the website for the monthly drop, but those are not discounted. So those are sold at full price, but everything, all the drops before that for all the years, all of those items will be discounted. And I make that clear to the customer, and you got to make that clear to your customers exactly what is going to be on sale, and figure out the percentages and discounts and all that kind of stuff. One other thing that's really important to do is to create the actual discount code. Now, there are a few ways of doing this. You can have just a blanket discount code where they enter it into the website, and whatever items in there, unless it's, unless you have a couple parameters where you don't want certain items to be discounted, it will just be very easy to enter a code and that's it. Or you can do an automatic discount. So they put the items in their car, it's automatically discounted. Or what you can do is manually change the numbers for your product. So let's say that you have a product that's selling for $30, but you're going to sell it for $20. What you can do on Shopify is it will cross out the original price and it'll put the new price on sale in red. That's something that you can do. I think that method visually looks really appealing. And again, the customer doesn't have to do anything, although it does require a lot of work on your end, especially if you have a lot of products. If you want to manually do that for each one, it might be better to sell stuff that way. It's easier for the customer, but for you, it's going to be a lot more work. So that's definitely something that you want to prepare for, which is why the whole month of, October and November, a lot of it could be prep work for the Black Friday sale. And it's something that you have to think of because it's going to require more of your time. Next thing that you want to do is you have to do a promotion. So obviously when you're doing your Black Friday sale, you want as many people to know. And the way you do that is through, it could be an ad, could be just a post on your social, post on socials, definitely an email. So what I would do is a week or several days before you do your sale, you got to let all your customers know. The reason why is a lot of times with social media, people, whenever you post something, you can't expect people to see it right away. There's people that live internationally where the time zones are different. Some people are not on social media every day, so they might check it once a week, once every few days. So if you post something and maybe they only check it once a week, they might not see anything that you post for that entire week. So you gotta make sure you give enough time for your customers to see that. Another thing that happens as well is that because of the algorithms, just whatever you post, a lot of people just simply won't see it, which is why maybe running a simple ad, or if you obviously have your direct to customer emails set up, you definitely need to send them an email the day of or the day before Black Friday so they know that it's coming and they can get ready for that, and you can put the discount code in there or whatever else that you need to do. The final thing that you want to do is you want to have supplies ready. So this one's pretty important. If you do not have a really solid system set up with shipping supplies, if you don't have a Kanban system, you can look into my previous video what that means. Make sure that you are having all of your supplies ready. And I would say if you are expecting an influx of customers, you might want to order slightly more so it doesn't throw off your entire system. That's the one downside of a Kanban system. If you have a mass influx of orders, it's going to throw that out of balance. So kind of mentally figure out and prepare for that and look at your metrics and see what you can do to get ready for that. And it's going to be way better for you, because what will happen is, let's say that when you order supplies, if you use Uline, you'll get it within a day or two, which is good. But let's say that you have specific shipping items or boxes, or maybe you get custom mailers made overseas or in the USA. Those items can take maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get to you. So if you have like custom items like that or specialty shipping items, make sure that you're ordering that way in advance. Because what will happen is, let's say you get a tons of orders, but then you're not able to ship them, and now you have to wait for special shipping supplies. Even if you had to wait an extra day, that's just an extra day that the customer's waiting. You should have that stuff ready to go. You should be able to pack all of your orders the same day or the next day. That's going to be the best recipe for your success, and make sure that you don't run out of shipping supplies. Don't run out of inventory that's popular. Get everything ready. If you do all of these steps, I think that you're going to have a much better recipe for success for this Black Friday. So yeah, that's currently what I'm doing this month. I'm getting ready for that. And my goal personally for this month is to move a lot of the older inventory, because right now I'm in the process of doing a slight brand refresh. I'm looking at new blank hoodies and t-shirts, and I'm looking forward to the new year. So I'm going to try to get rid of more of the older stuff and be on a good footing for the new year. That's my plan. So if you got any value of this video, or if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.